Hello, anyone of you, and welcome to this short movie I've recorded for Blended Learning in the Digital Age unit with Susan Brown and Gary Monthrum, who is on study leave now. Well, I thought I'd share some reflection about the general English course I've been teaching since last September, outline some issues for analysis, and discuss using Moodle VLAE as a possible solution to the problems emerged. Um, this is our profile page where I asked all 11 young adult students to load their pictures and some information. As you might guess, the platform for an asynchronous component was chosen Wikispaces, as I found it very user-friendly in terms of making changes, collaborative work like verb quests. Um, for example, this one we did about Christmas. Um, Initially, the course was designed as a blended one and intended to address 5 dimensions of flexibility according to Collins and Moonin, 2001, 2002. You might notice a variety of topics with audio and visual exposure. For example, food. Let's take it as an example. Um, which most of them function primarily to as a as springboards for discussions. Um, Asynchronously in discussion space, synchronously in viewer, and in face-to-face lessons we were going to have fortnightly. However, later on, I found it that our face-to-face lessons proved to be not effective in terms of attendance compared to the online sessions, where the number of participants nearly doubled. Therefore, in the meantime, I guess unemployed what Yup calls a responsiveness um, in the order he made for part one, mm, rather than flexibility. And I changed the proportion face-to-face versus synchronous online lessons to increase the number of the latter. Um, Needless to say that majority of the students chose the course as they were unable to enroll for traditional, face-to-face classes for a number of reasons. So my first finding was not so surprising as the following ones. Overall, the group seemed to split up into two nearly equal subgroups. First one enjoyed asynchronous component and participated more actively in individual rather than interactive tasks. The other half participated more actively in discussion space, synchronous lessons, but tended to ignore asynchronous work. I attribute this issue to a learning style difference, but not for sure though. Um, well, uh, there is one more puzzle I notice about their participation from time to time. The more often we have synchronous lessons, the less the learners take part in activities as, say, verb quests. For example, if we have a synchronous lesson once a week, they are more or less active in forums and post their messages quite regularly. Uh, when we have 2 or 3 lessons a week, they seem just to wait for the next lesson and keep silence in between. Um, this seems more like a curriculum materials design issue, and I should do more thinking about it. Um, After 1 month of study, I conducted a survey in a synchronous lesson to know more about how they feel about the course. As for all, it was the first distance learning experience, and I was eager to get any feedback from them. this platform called Viewer, and you might remember I told you once in the Susan's synchronous meeting in Wimba about this virtual classroom. And I posted some messages in our forum in Unit 3 about Viewer and why I like it, why I've chosen this platform. Well, actually, back to the survey. Their common complaints were a sort of lack of time to complete the tasks rather than lack of tutors' participation in the course, which was a great relief for me. On the other hand, I still think I don't provide enough scaffolding and I need to spend more time to write instructions to the tasks more thoroughly, as this seems the thinnest moment in online instruction to me. Majority of the group in question are my ex face-to-face students, and they get used to the dogma style learning and the idea that English is best acquired through social interaction rather than through fulfilling their metaphorical empty containers. Even those from the first group I mentioned above inclined to work who are inclined to work individually seem to construct their ZPDs interacting with online dictionaries, learning English sites, writings, their writings, and then getting my subsequent feedback and things like that. All in all, scaffolding and ZPD, the notions I'm very concerned with in my social-cultural theory influenced teaching, from Vygotsky, Lentov, Van Leer, no matter whether I teach face-to-face or online. How to design the tasks, to have learners to work in their ZPDs, and how to scaffold their performance to help them make progress in English. I'd call them my primary targets. I had the students to organize their own wiki spaces and store their writings on the course, marked and corrected there. This is an example of one of the portfolios of the students. By the end of the term, I'd summed up our collaborative work in a form of a poster I made with Gloucester software, a tool, a funny tool. This is the program name, and some students' pictures, and some of their WebQuest findings. This term, in January, I introduced the VLE model. Interestingly, Moodle is positioned by its developers as a social constructivist second language acquisition theory platform. Not sure though, understand why. It seems not the platform but the tasks design tells more about pedagogical considerations than the VLE itself. But anyway. I found Moodle much more informative and affordances-rich space compared to wiki spaces for a number of reasons. First and foremost, it provides the students with a sort of a stem, logically joining the tasks, the discussion in the relevant forums, and assignment submission in one, in whole. It actually meets the needs of both subgroups I've said above. I said about before. Yeah. For example, to provide the cognitive strategy training, taking vocabulary notes, I've organized this page, and then students are expected to complete the task using this strategy uh, mm, uh, after listening uh, uh, some songs of their choice, which is the linked page to this one. To bring more interactivity and affordances for speaking, I've installed the audio recording plugin into this Moodle space. And as soon as students get used to sticky notes in Viewer, and they've been quite experienced in this by now, I guess it will help them and motivate them to leave not only text messages and comments but also voice ones. In addition, unlike wiki spaces, Moodle has such invaluable tool for a teacher as reports. Um, as soon as the students don't obtain any official paper on completing the course, uh, uh, reports is important for me not as a controlling function. Due to ongoing nature of this, um, it helps me to track their participation in order to fine-tune the course according to the information I get from the reports. For example, how often the students come, what they do, what exact tasks they are involved in. To round off, this term, I'm going to use both Moodle as the main platform and Wikispaces for collaborative work and portfolio completion. Thank you for listening. Bye.